A little cheek and a little bit of chaos goes a long way with this defining pop masterpiece. Today we're talking about Girls Aloud's third studio album, Chemistry.
We have over 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yay! Thank you all so much for joining the CCTV crew. And if you're on a podcast platform, please give us a rating, follow, and share the episode because it really helps us grow and find other pop music fans with amazing taste like yourself.
Yes.
And if you want to support the show and hang out with us for exclusive live sessions to talk to us unfiltered and request episode topics, you can become a crew member at patreon.com/cctvpops. And a huge shout out to all of our crew members who we will mention towards the end of the episode. Yes.
That's right, because we have a patron list as long as the producers we're about to list on this album. It's amazing. You guys are awesome. Guys, listen, we've talked about Girls Aloud quite a bit, and it's time for another Girls Aloud episode to celebrate the Chemistry album's 20th anniversary. We've already done the first and second albums. Plus, of course, we went to go see the Girls Aloud show in Scotland last year, and we actually got to interview dance captain Claude. So go check out all of those videos if you haven't already.
But today it's all about chemistry. And yes, I literally just got this in the mail. It took a while with all these, with everything going on in the world. But yes, Chemistry was released in December 2005, and as mentioned, is Girls Aloud's third studio album, and it peaked at number 11 in the UK albums chart. And the project is a loose concept album exploring celebrity lifestyle and what it's like to be a 20-something girl in London. And critics highlighted the experimental aspect across the tracks, which were all produced by Brian Higgins and the Xenomania team.
To support the album, Girls Aloud also embarked on their first ever arena tour. So now we'll discuss the production, vocal, visuals, performances, and then drop our individual ratings for each song. But viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
So first, we have to talk about this album cover.
Yes.
What do you think?
Now, they look gorgeous. I'm never going to take that from them. But honey, what does this have to do with chemistry?
It's their group chemistry.
Okay, I get it.
They like each other.
Ooh, honey, how that is sorely lacking in some groups now. Contractual obligations keep you tethered, but these girls like each other. They look amazing. My princess, my queen, Nicola, at the head of the pyramid. She looks great. I think this is good because they look like it's not too smexy, but you can tell there's something different about this. Something confident, beautiful, hip about this one. So, and we love the silk presses.
Sure. It is fun looking at this version because they have all the alternate covers like in the CD booklet, which is interesting. But here's the thing. Given how fun and playful the single covers were from this era, you had like the test tubes for biology. You had them all sitting on straws in a drink for a long hot summer. I do feel like they had an opportunity to do something a little campier for this album cover.
Right.
And yeah, like play off the chemistry word, Like why not be posing in a lab with beakers, surrounded by chemicals or I don't know. Something to kind of just play off that. Or, I mentioned it that it's a loose concept album about, 20-something-year-old girls like navigating life in London.
Yeah.
Maybe you do something with that.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like this, I don't think that this album cover represents what this album sounds like.
Oh, not at all.
It's a great picture.
Yes.
But yes, that's
no representation here.
my thought. Yeah. Like I almost would use biology's test tube single cover over this one.
That's valid. That's valid. I guess it was just like this show face. Give face, ladies. All right, guys. So let's get into it and go track by track. And first up is the intro. And it was done by Brian Higgins of Xenomania.
It's all about the hell of it, it's all about the game. Don't ask me to say much.
It is such a fun start to the project. It really grabs your attention from the second it happens or from the second it starts.
Yeah.
And there is a playfulness to the melody. Obviously, the backing track is adapted for models. Like it's just, it's kind of the same synth structure. But I love the spoken verses. They're so great. I love the execution of it where they're all just kind of nonchalant, but it's confident. I especially love Nicola's line Don't ask how we do it so cool. She just does it absolutely perfectly.
Yes.
And I was very excited. I did go to their Brighton Pride show last
Mhm,
year,
mhm.
and they re-recorded it
Oh,
for the
fun.
intro of that show. And I was
Very
very excited to hear that.
Oh, how
So, yeah.
fun. It's awesome. I feel like this is a good start. It's very fizzy, robotic voices, or maybe not robotic, but definitely cold, cool, hip. Um, it's not super bright. It is the sonic DNA of Girls Aloud in this album. This is like the start of I don't know, not a Bond film, but I mean, it was like if Bond wore like lip gloss and carried around a Nokia flip phone, like hello. Yes. We're so cool. But yeah, I mean, this is an intro, so it's a shot of musical espresso. It's brief, it's bold, and it wakes you right up and brings
Hmm.
you right into that first official track.
Yes. So yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this. I think it does what it needs to do. So I'll give it a 10. Can't fault anything in it.
Okay, so this is the standard he's setting here. So we're gonna go. I don't know. I didn't think about it that far.
It's
I
hard. This is a 40-second thing, you
Oh
know.
my god, yeah. It's just a cinematic opener. I'm joking, it's not cinematic, but it's an opener. Yeah, I don't dislike it. I'm gonna hit it with a 9 because I'm like, I don't
Sure.
know if it's a
That works too. Okay. Well, the first official track on the album is Models, and this was done by Myra Boyle, Lisa Cowling, Nick Kohler, Tim Powell, Brian Higgins, and Miranda Cooper of Xenomania. And this song is often noted as a huge fan favorite, and it was performed on the Chemistry Tour and also used as an interlude for the 10 tour as an
Uh-huh.
introduction to the show.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yes. I remember this song from the 10 tour because I was like, I think I mentioned they look like Victoria's Secret models, and you were like, huh, just wait. And then they
Yeah.
walked to this song, and I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Yeah, this one is punchy, snarky satire of celebrity obsession, talk singing, uh, definitely like a little campy electro swingy kind of beat. There's definitely some sarcasm, some sparkle. I'm here for that. Cheryl leads very well with the little bite. She has an interesting voice. So it's not too soulful like Nadine's is, and it's not as airy as like maybe Nicola's is. But yeah, Nicola and Kimberly deliver the posh meets pretty harmony blends. Like I like the way Nicola sounds in a lot of her parts. The parts that she does get on this album. Foreshadowing. Yay, my princess. But yes, I do like the way the speaking bits are. I think it's so interesting how like they acknowledge that the guy is absolute trash, but like they're still expecting a call. Like that's so real. It's like I know how much of a trash bag you are, but I thought I'd be different for you. I thought this would be different. Um, some lines like rocks my hunger like a trip to the mall. That's a bar. If you guys know after 1 hour, suddenly you're craving an Auntie Anne's
Pretzel.
pretzel. I'm not sure what you guys
Hmm.
like in the UK, but out here, once those pretzels are like around, you start grabbing it. You're like, I'm supposed to be on a diet. It's too much carbs, but you've been walking around the mall, and I love that. It's like this guy is running through her mind, their minds, whatever. I think it's so fun. But yeah, Kim does sounds great on the model's part.
Mhm.
Her voice again, she sounds very like raspy and like almost like announcery. It's very much America's Next Top Model, but like with a mix of some type of like drama, like Gilmore Girls, where the guy just doesn't call back and he comes back a couple episodes later. I'm here for it. I don't think it has a resolution. This song really. It was not like they figured it out. It was just like girls, 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 girls. Like like
Yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned like the guy not being great. I find it interesting. There's that one line in the chorus where they're like, he's drowning every day, right? So
yeah.
he's actually probably is very depressed and hates his life, and he's just using the models and this glamorous life to just distract himself from all of
Oh,
that. So it actually is kind of a deep story,
yeah, it
which
is.
is interesting.
It's fabulous.
But yeah, I think that the whole vibe of the track is so yeah campy. It's very silly. There's definitely
Mhm.
a playfulness, like I mentioned, in the just the melody of it, and even the backing track of it. There's something very, um, I don't know, like something very funny about it
Yeah.
for some reason. Yeah. Um, and yes, vocally, I agree. I think they all do a great job. I've always said Nadine and Cheryl have such a great dynamic
Mhm.
together as kind of the two main leads of this group.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Nadine is the kind of more soulful one, but Cheryl's voice is so perfect for pop music.
Mhm. Yeah.
because it has a nice body to it. There's a slight rasp,
Yeah.
and it's just very it's a very clear tone. So it can
Mhm.
kind of sit on top of kind of any type of instrumental and work,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
very interesting. And then, yeah, having Kimberly lead the chorus is great. She doesn't get to do that very often, and it's
Oh,
perfect for her
yeah.
voice here. So, yeah, this one's super fun. I will say a lot of fans say this is like one of their best album tracks ever.
Oh,
I wouldn't fully go there. And
okay.
I remember at the time a lot of people were like, this should be a single, blah blah blah. And I was like, I don't think this should be a single.
Mm,
Um, but for the tour and just as part of this concept of the album, it's
yeah.
pretty perfect and it's a great start to the project for sure.
I agree. I give this one a 9.5. It's not perfect.
Okay, I'll give a 9.
Up next is Biology. And this one was done by Alan Price, Brian Higgins, Eric Burden, Giselle Somerville, Lisa Cowling, Miranda Cooper, and Tim Powell of Xenomania. And this was released as a single in November 2005. And this song peaked at number 4 in the UK singles chart.
You can't mistake my biology. The way that you talk, the way that you walk.
Biology has been critically acclaimed and has even been named the pop song of the decade by The Guardian. So, do we agree with this statement?
Yes. I do think this is one of the best pop songs of this whole era of pop. And even
Mm,
looking at all the British pop groups
yeah,
of the 90s noughties, this song should be on every playlist, highlighting that
right.
era of pop, I think. Um, and even looking at all of Girls Aloud's discography, I think you could choose a lot of different songs as their signature song, quote
Mhm,
unquote. But I
yeah.
think this one, I might actually list this as their signature song. It's not my
Mm,
absolute favorite of theirs, but I
yeah.
do think it embodies just everything that was great about them and Xenomania. Because it's a weird song. Like I will always remember the first time I played it in the car. So I was in like middle school or high school at the time,
Mm.
and I would play music in the car, and I remember my mom turning to me and being like, "What is this?" 'Cause
That's funny. And your
like,
mom's
I
a
would just
music fan, so it's not like she was like, "Is this noise?" She was just, like, genuinely concerned. What is
yeah,
it? Yeah,
genuinely confused.
right. That's so
And
funny.
honestly, that's kind of what makes it brilliant because it's
Yeah.
weird. It's a weird song. It's very clearly a few songs that have been Frankenstein together,
Mhm.
but then every single part is so catchy, super memorable. I love how it starts. It like really, again, really just catches your attention immediately with that kind of like 60s kind of like
Mhm. Motown
situation.
rhythm? Wanna go that far? Not Motown, it's something though. That's
There is
like
a kind of Motowny, maybe.
yeah, it's
Um,
something.
Yeah, and then Adine obviously sounds amazing,
Yeah.
leading that whole first part. And then as you get into the verses and everything, it gets quite glittery, and then
Mhm.
the chorus is just odd.
Yeah.
Like it was just odd, but very catchy and fun.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it's just a perfect representation of Xenomania and how experimental they were, but
Yeah.
how they had just a great ear for pop music.
Mhm. I
So
get
yeah,
what
I
you're
think it's a
saying.
great song.
No, I get what you're saying. You know what? I was thinking maybe it's not that. Maybe it's like Motown. It was like more bluesy.
Mm,
That's something along the lines of like bluesy kind of thing. It's
mm,
definitely interesting. I remember when you first showed me, we were sitting on the couch, well, 6 years ago now, almost. I want to
mm,
say it was like 2019. No, it was 2020 in March. I had
mm.
just got home from like filming
Right
something.
before the pandemic.
Literally, right the day before they said, "Don't anyone leave the house." I was at this
Yeah.
man's house listening to a bunch of Britpop.
Yeah.
That is so funny. But yeah, I mean, the song has like a was it the main piano riff from the Animals 1965 song Club a Go Go. Right. So
Uh-huh.
the tempo is what's the strangest thing. The tempo changes is what makes it so strange. It's just weird. You have like a 12/8 kind of start and then it goes to 4/4. So I mean it's very, very, very strange. I will say it is like their magnum opus in a sense. I get what you're meaning in terms of like when you say "Girls Aloud," what are you thinking? You can pick a bunch of different songs. Like I love "Call the Shots," I love "Love Machine," but then you have this song, and it's like, oh yeah, this has to be on the list. lyrically it's chaotic, but it is genius, and I do appreciate it. Um, Nadine's runs are surgical, okay? I love them, especially in the live version. I don't even think I know the original version anymore because I think we were sitting next to each other when we watched the chemistry tour, and I was singing what she does now, and you were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah, good for you." Um, so yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool the way it is crafted. But yeah, like I said, the lyrics made no sense. Like the Alabama return, I'm like, you got a return trip to Alabama, or I don't, but I think it's interesting because I kept asking, what the heck is the song about? What is this
Yeah.
song about? And maybe it's like the biology of human beings, like especially as a woman, you got everything going for yourself. You're amazing, you're independent, and then you meet that one person, and it just throws you off. It's like, I gotta get away from you because it's getting a little too hot right now, or like the way that I talk, the way that I walk, you see it. It's only natural that you're attracted to me, but also you're trouble. But yeah, this is The Supremes produced by Daft Punk in my brain. I mean, obviously we know who's I know who it's produced by, but if like some strange comparison for the American fans who have no clue what I'm talking about, this is The Supremes produced by Daft Punk. Truly. And maybe the Black Keys. So yeah, I think this is a fun song.
Hmm.
Yeah, if pop was a science, this track would win a prize for
Mm.
like best in show. Like the science fairs. Now, interestingly enough, I do appreciate the music video for not going too sciencey. But I also remember watching this on your couch and being a little less than impressed with the lack of skill of dancing and the way it was filmed. When I think of rooms and dancing, I think of "Say My Name" by Destiny's Child, and this is like
Right.
the chic posh version of that. But this think about it, the room's changing and the costume.
Sure.
I think there is a charm to it, but honey, it was hysterical to watch because when
Yes.
I tell you, I was like, "Can they dance?"
I mean, I think that is the charm in it. Like, I think you're right. Like, maybe the setting looks more glamorous, right? And chic,
Mhm.
but they are not.
Yeah.
Like, I think the best part of it is you could watch the video and just watch one girl, and
Yeah.
literally all five of them will mess something up
Yeah.
or laugh at something, or,
Mhm.
like, it's just so unpolished. Like, it literally feels like they learned that choreography 10 minutes before.
Did they? Didn't they? Didn't
Maybe.
they?
um, and it's just so silly, but, like, I think
Yeah.
that is what kind of makes it amazing. Like, even
Mm.
even the parts where they're, like, just standing still in front of this, like, rotating thing,
Oh
but
my
they're,
god,
like, all,
yes.
like, shaking,
Wobbling,
they're all
not to fall over.
Oh god, it's so good.
It is. But justice for Nicola, I feel like they gave her the pity middle spot because they didn't give her any lines of the song. So that's
Yeah,
just
I'm pretty sure the only line that she has in this song is she gets one of or two of those closer, echoes. Closer. That's it. I'm
uh-uh.
pretty sure.
No, my baby. Well, she's grown now, but my baby.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And then some great performances throughout the years as
mhm.
well.
Yes.
It's always a highlight on tour. Like, yeah, you mentioned Nadine, belting her parts out. It's always a highlight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would say the dance routine is pretty iconic. Like, yeah, people do join in for multiple parts. Yes, the time part.
Yeah.
There's also like just like the
Yeah.
the kind of what do you call this?
Like, it sounds like a swing step. Does it have feet
Yeah,
though? Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like a lot of posing and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I'm glad that they've pretty much stayed true to it
Yes, they've gotten the
throughout all
arm.
their performances. They've kind of changed the verses and added some dance routines and stuff, and added some dance breaks and stuff. But
This is true, but
yeah,
they got the clock arm together because, honey, those first performances, those arms were never together. But it's okay. The clock's right at one point. The clock's right at one point during the day, so that's okay. It's a broken clock.
they all start at 12.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
and end somewhere at 3. It's okay. Like,
But yes, this is definitely a 10.
yes, this is a 10 for me as well.
Next up is Wild Horses, done by Sean Lee, Myra Boyle, Lisa Cowling, Nick Kohler, Brian Higgins, and Miranda Cooper of Xenomania.
It's taken a long time. But wild horses wouldn't take me back to you.
Dun-dun-dun-dum. Oh my goodness. Now, if you're a K-pop fan, you've heard a couple of weird choir chants come in on a song called Mama by EXO. This song is hilarious. In the beginning, when I heard it, I was like, what the hell is this? It sounds like Roman Catholic, like,
Yes.
um,
And they emphasize the British accent too, which makes it even better.
it's so dramatic. Poor boy Peter lost his way. It's so it's so funny. Like it's great because like he had a miracle at his fingertips and then he managed to fudge it up, biblically fudge it up like his dumb daddy. I think that's hilarious. I think that's hilarious. Like and then not only did Peter get hit, his dad caught a stray, and I'm here for that. But yeah, but then you get this like little kind of like rock driven guitar moment. It's fun. The synth sweeping and then the strings are all harsh and rockish, and I like that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Mhm.
Cheryl's vocals throughout the first verse is so funny because she sounds so just like I don't like you anymore. Like girl, I mean, it's almost conversational. You can hear the disdain when you realize
Mhm.
that his kisses were as fake as his rings. I'm like, damn. The green fingers, no green in his pockets. A bunch of complaints, you know. But yeah, I think when I think of this song, it's fun. There's coolness to it for sure. I just think of a montage of a 2000s teen drama when like the protagonist storms down the hallway, but it's all in slow motion. The hair's flying because it's like she has a new look, or they have a new look, and everyone's gawking at them because the love interest just paid them dust, so they're paying everyone in dust and
Mm.
glitter. So yeah, I think of that moment when they're walking down the hall, you know? Y'all know the moment. But yeah, this one, like I said, it's it feels good and like empowering as well. It's like, dang, I realized I don't need you anymore. And even if Spirit the horse himself try to take me back to you, I would never go.
Mhm.
Which is hilarious because like you think of wild horses, you think of couldn't drag me away, you know?
Yeah.
Complete opposite. It couldn't bring me back. Well, yeah, I love this. Is a great move on from the person song. I like this one.
Yes, I do love the chorus. I think the attitude Nadine's execution is perfect
For her.
in it. And then you have like the kind of lazy woo woo that Nicola's
Yeah.
doing like next to it, which is just so funny. I do remember, when they were promoting this album and a lot of the interviews and stuff, Sarah would always highlight her verses in the song because I guess all of them loved them and
Yeah.
wanted to sing those, and Sarah got both of them, and she was like very proud of that. But she sounds great. Like her
Yeah.
lower register is actually super strong,
Yeah.
and I think balanced with every element that you were just saying. I do think the verses are a highlight here because I
Yeah.
like how kind of it's not really sultry. It's like almost, but there is an aspect of that, but it's more kind of like I'm over this.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And yeah, I think her execution is really well done in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did you think of the little performance we got with the hoods for the chemistry tour encore?
So funny. It's so funny. I love that. I love it. I
Mhm.
love it. I love it because it looks like what it sounds like. It sounds like a cult. It sounds like they're sacrificing some dumb lamb who lost his way. Lost his way. But yeah, I do appreciate that. And then like it just sounds dramatic in the beginning. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's like, are you gonna get this whole like this whole song? It's gonna be like this weird organ driven song. No.
Right. It's just so silly.
It's
I
so
love
silly.
it.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Like if you can't have fun making the music, why are you making the music, you know?
Yes. Yes.
So yes, I love it.
Okay, so what do you rate it?
Ooh. Okay. So I was on the fence about my score, but I like this song. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Okay, I'll go a 9.
Up next is See the Day, and this was written by DC Lee and reproduced by Xenomania. This was released as a single in December 2005 as a contender for that year's Christmas #1. And this song is a cover of DC Lee's 1985 hit, and it peaked at number 9 in the UK singles chart.
Will you ever see the day?
The group has since expressed mixed feelings about the song, with Nicola calling it Nadine's song and Cheryl saying, I wish we hadn't released See the Day. I absolutely hate that track. I don't think it's us at all. It's really old fashioned. You know, I can understand the sentiment.
Yeah.
I can understand the sentiment, but like also, I kind of blame Cinemania a little bit, and then also the chase for that Christmas #1.
I
that
blame the label.
oh,
I blame the label. I think they, they saw what happened with I'll Stand By You the year
yeah,
before,
yeah.
and they were like, well, people liked that. Let's make them do another cover. And this
Mm,
time, let's fight for Christmas #1. So,
ugh.
Brian, make it sound Christmassy.
No, that's
Like I fully blame the label. Like this doesn't feel like a choice that any of the girls would have made,
yeah.
that any of Xenomania would have made.
That's valid. This is very valid, but also I do blame them a little bit because they made it sound so boom, 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 boom. Like for me when like it was
I think I might have to go back and look, and fans just correct me if I'm wrong. I think this was one of the ones that they said, Brian, or maybe I'm thinking of I'll Stand By You. I
Mm,
remember them saying they like made a more alternative version, but then just kind of went back to the classic one. But that may have been I'll Stand By You actually that I'm
okay,
thinking of.
okay.
But
Oh,
yeah, again, I think I blame the label. I think they
yes.
were like, you have to stay pretty true to the original, but make it sound Christmassy. So that's what we got.
Yeah, and it's plotting. It's plodding. Not plotting, plodding, sorry. But yeah, I mean, it's a rare slow moment on the album, thanks. One thing I will say about this song, honey, all five shine equally here. It's not like Nadine sings the whole thing beautifully alone.
Justice for Kimberly
Yeah. I
is
mean,
is what I'll say there.
oh right. Everyone got something.
They at
um,
least the rest at least got something.
yes. They
Yes.
treated her like the little match girl. Speaking of Christmas and themes and such, the little match girl, I'm not sure if you guys know the little match girl story. I will not tell you, but look it up. Kimberly was treated that way. Okay. Um, so this is the winter ballad that a friend could insist on adding to their sad girl playlist because it is a little bit of a sad song. Um, but I am said friend. The song is sweet, and even though the subject of the lyrics is, kind of pleading with an avoidant, as a lover girl, I do appreciate the lyrics. It's just like you've been through a lot. I get that, but I am different, and no one wants to hear that whole like I'm different from other girls. But you guys know what I'm talking about. You've been with someone who's been a little like scarred. Oh God, I've been hurt. And you're like, I won't do that to you. But to them, that's like, I've heard that before. So I get that. So do you see the love I'm offering you? Or do you only see heartbreak? Will we ever see the day where you think of me and think, wow, I can marry this woman? And so I get the concept. I appreciate that. And I will be adding this to my sad girl playlist. Maybe not Christmas version. The original version is drags as well. But this at least has something going on. But yeah, I mean, Nadine sounds great. And
Nadine does sound great.
where the girls
Yes.
pop in, they also sound decent,
Sure.
you know?
Yes. I actually love Sarah's verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she sounds great.
Verse? Her section?
She gets a couple lines, and the harmonies on the chorus are
Yeah.
nice. Like, at least it sounds super full
Yes.
there. Uh
Oh, not
yeah. I mean, look, I think everyone was confused when this was a single.
Mhm.
Especially the fact they released a whole lot of history right afterwards. It was just like, really, you're gonna do two ballads in a row, and then if you were gonna do that anyway, why not
Oh,
just
our
release a whole lot of
history.
history as the
Mhm.
Christmas single? Like, did it
Yeah.
really need to be a cover that was in contention?
Mhm.
Maybe it is the case, I don't know. But I remember, yeah, even back in the day, in this era, I was a little like, this is an interesting choice. And everyone was quite worried that it would ruin their top 10 single streak.
Oh,
But luckily, it made it in there at number
jeez,
9.
jeez.
Um, yeah, look, I think the definitive version is the Chemistry Tour version because at least they do split the vocals more evenly.
Yeah.
Nadine does what she can do to make it a little bit more interesting. She
Yeah.
switches up some of the melodies and adds
Yeah.
some ad libs and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I rarely turn back to this song at all. Maybe the worst Girls Aloud single ever if you don't count Beautiful
Oh.
Because You Love Me, which
Oh.
was like kind of a single, but I don't really count that one. So I would say this might be my least favorite Girls Aloud single. Yeah. The music video though, very pretty.
Yes.
It
I
really
agree.
does look like a painting. They look beautiful.
Yes. The snow globe thing was great. I think it's so
Yeah.
funny that everyone's trying to be pensive and like, I mean, Nicholas is checked out. Um, I'm joking, but I can understand you're kind of just there. You're just like, like, first of all, I don't have many lines. And then second of all, what emotion am I supposed to convey right now? And
Yeah.
it seems like no one else understood what they were supposed to do either because Nadine was smiling the whole time. Gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful woman. Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on anyone, but Alouders, let's be real here. If you watch the video, she's smiling the whole time. And at the end, when everyone's smizing in that little snow globe that goes in and out with the hand, why is she in the cut, like in the right side? I mean, granted, they gave everyone else a chance to be in the middle. I get it, but it's just so awkward. Everyone's just staring at the camera. And she's sitting there, "Is your well," bending her knees, dropping her neck, smiling on the corner. They're around that little ice hole with the mirror. She's sitting there,
I know.
you know? Sarah sings a little bit, and then she's like, "I'm here."
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
I
it.
love them, but it was just so funny because I'm like, why didn't anyone say, "Hey, Nadine, you don't have to smile"?
Yeah,
You know, because the song's about like you're pleading, you're yearning.
you're right.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and she's
yeah.
sitting
They
there.
clearly weren't given much direction with that.
Maybe she was rebelling.
Or that.
Yeah,
Mm.
I feel like she would rebel a little.
And then the performances of this
Hilarious.
were fine.
No, they were hilarious
Hilarious?
because Sarah's mic was so loud.
You know what? She was like, I'm going to make this fun for myself, and I'm going to belt these harmonies out.
Like her heart out.
At least they sang everything live.
No, that's the thing.
I think
it was amazing.
this is one of the songs where I think almost every promo performance is fully live, which is
No,
nice.
absolutely amazing, but it was just
Yeah.
so funny because they couldn't figure out how to get the mix on the mic. It's like they were singing harmonies, guys. Why is the mic so loud?
It was like during sound check, she's just like, "Will you ever?" And then
Yeah.
during the final
Yeah,
on TV, she's like, "I'm
little
belting."
chest voice. And then she was flat out one what performance was. I forgot we were watching it together. And it
Yeah.
was so funny. But again, I don't think it's like that big of a deal. It's not like they can't sing. It's just I don't think she realized that she was going a little
Yeah, yeah.
But aside from that, like aside from the mild teasing, I think a solid job with what you got
Right.
with those freaking grease dresses.
Yeah. So I'll give it a 7.
Oh, I'll match you because I didn't
Yeah.
really have an idea what to give it. I don't hate it. I'll give it a 0.5 maybe because of the lyrics. I like the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a love it girl.
Okay. Next up is Watch Me Go, done by Brian Higgins, JC Chazé, Lisa Cowling, Miranda Cooper, Sean Lee, and Tim Powell of Xenomania.
Yeah.
And this song was performed on the Chemistry Tour during that year's festival run as well. And the girls did bring it back exclusively for their Brighton Pride performance in 2024.
At 1:15, I was having fun trying to get.
I remember hearing this song. I think was it maybe when I was getting into them, I was just listening to a bunch of random songs, and I was like, "What is the one with the butt?" Was she talking about her butt? Where's that one?
Mhm.
No, I know it's this one. But yes, this one it feels like a naughty, tongue-in-cheek, over reggae-ish inspired beat with some spy movie strings. I don't know. Something about it just feels very like I don't know. I'm gonna probably say spy quite a bit, but something about it just feels very like it doesn't sound like what I think pop music should sound like. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Mm.
feels a little bit more like let's try something different. I think that's the beauty of this album. It's like it does not just sound like by the numbers pop. I can't think of a song that sounds exactly like what we heard. Well, See the Day, yeah. But like Wild Horses, Biology. So it goes back
Right.
to what you were saying. But yeah, I think this song is so interesting because the whole "I want to do it to you, baby, watch me go." It's confident, it's assertive. I mean, it's like I want one thing, you want one thing. Let's just give each other that thing. The I shouldn't be laughing, but there is a line that Cheryl has at the end with the strippers and the victors in the back.
Mhm.
That is crazy work. That is great. You have the night ladies of the night and the clergymen. That's what a vicar is. They're a clergyman, people. If you did not know that, that means sinners and saints alike. They all want to go. They want to watch everyone go. I just think it's so funny. And then she's getting paid to make to blow like a big trombone. There's a lot going on,
Mhm.
and I'm not mad at it.
Mhm.
I mean, when you're young, you're supposed to indulge in those kinds of things. I don't know. It's just fan fiction to me. But at the end of the day, when you're young, you're supposed to explore, and this song is about that. There's a lot of things going on at different times of the day, too.
Yeah. I
Different
mean,
times of the day.
Ben
Yeah.
Ben had it going on, I guess. You know?
Big Ben.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here for this backing track. I agree with you. It's quite unique. It's funky, but it does have the reggae situation going on in it. So yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think this is the most smexy we've heard the girls
Yeah.
so far.
Right.
But I do love the structure of everything because even the verse, it's so catchy. It could be a chorus,
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
every single part of the song is a hook, which I love. And yes, I mean the two rap moments, Sarah's moment, it's maybe one of her best moments across the
It's a
entire
good outro.
discography.
Solid outro. I know what you're thinking. You've been thinking about my butt.
That's right. And I love how the execution of it is very funny too. Like it's kind
Yeah.
of bratty, which is great. And then of course we do have the demo now from the
Mhm.
25th anniversary or the 20th anniversary edition. We're disco, the like extra Cheryl verse. Both parts are a bit unnecessary, but it's fun to hear just new
Yes.
parts to the song.
Yes. We got the version that was meant to be seen by the world for the past 20 years, so that's good.
Yes. Yes. I mean, again, Nicola and Kimberly are a bit shafted. You do hear them in the harmonies here, though. There is like
Yeah.
a little 3-part harmony situation, which I do really enjoy. And they did do it live as well, which sounds great.
Yes.
Yeah, I will say I do think this is a pretty iconic album track of theirs.
Mhm.
And yeah, what do you think of all the performances through the years?
They've been good. They've been
Yeah.
great. I think no one can do that ending like Sarah because Sarah is so unserious. It's her being on beat, but when her part comes, somehow she loses it every time, and it cracks me up. I'm like, you better go. She was my butt. Smack. Wrong beat, and it's amazing. I love it. It's just like. I mean, we do have
Yes.
we have a Sarah Harding tribute episode that we like when we first started doing our show. And like now having watched them and indulged a lot more. It's like that part was made for her. Like I know when
Mhm.
they made it, they were like Sarah, no one else but Sarah. Like
Yes.
but yeah, I think the performances have been good of it. Like the girls seem to really like this one as well.
Mhm.
Cheryl rapping, I guess that was like, oh, I didn't know I would like this so much, but she gets into it too. Everyone gets into it. The choreography I like as well. Like my whole
Mhm.
thing with their choreography has always been it's a jazz teacher doing hip hop, but this song doesn't need hip hop. It just needs some moving and some swing and some kicks and some flicks.
Yeah.
And they've done that well. And then the Brighton Pride performance was. I'm just here for the wigs, honestly. But yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
with the
fun.
Brighton Pride one, I just love that they split the vocal up
Yes.
and they made it kind of even between the 4.
Mhm.
Obviously, Nadine sounds great, but
Yeah.
at least with the original tour performances and the festival run, like you had, Kimberly, Cheryl, and Nicola are dancing fully with the
Yes.
dancers, and the other 2 are kind of singing the whole thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think this was super successful live, and I
Mhm.
was very excited that they did it at Brighton Pride. So
God,
also
yes.
shout out to JC Chazé.
Oh, yes.
I wonder how this came about because from my understanding, I don't think there are any other songs that have him as a writer. Like I'm just curious how he got involved
Oh, yeah.
with Xenomania.
That is so cool. I think the
Yeah.
butt part was him because no one pops their butt like JC Chazé.
Just the one line. He
Oh, yes.
contributed that one. He came into the studio one day and was like this and then left.
Yeah, he had a vision of me from the future when I watched him do Just Got Paid and him popping his butt. And he was like, and hear me say, no one pops their butt like JC Chazé. He's like, I should make a line about my butt. I feel like he did that. Thinking about my butt. I think he did. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
One day, I hope to ask him. All right, anyway, this gets a 10 from me.
Yeah, it's my 10 too.
Mm.
Okay, up next is Waiting, and this was done by Tim Rolfe Lacombe, Miranda Cooper, Paul Woods, Brian Higgins, Sean Lee, and Lisa Cowling of Xenomania. And this was performed on both the Chemistry and Out of Control tours.
I've been waiting all this time for you.
All right.
Yes, this one's
Waiting.
fun. You
Yes.
got kind of the surf pop guitar situation. It also kind of sounds like a lot of the indie. If you just take the instrumental, like
Mhm.
you could see like Franz Ferdinand or something,
Yeah.
like singing to this. So
Mhm.
I think it's got a cool instrumental,
Yeah.
and it's got a great bounce to it. Like even the dance routine, they're just like
Mhm.
the whole thing is just this like hip hit like this entire
Yeah.
time.
That's valid. What was he
Um,
stopping to
But
say?
yeah, it's really, really fun. Again, every single part is a hook. The
Mhm.
verses are a hook. You got the actual chorus, you got the whap bap part. Like
Yeah.
everything is so much fun. And the lyrics are very like kind of wink wink, playful. You know,
Mhm.
like there's a lot of it that's innuendo for
Yeah.
multiple things, I think.
Yeah.
Either way, it depends on how you interpret it.
Mhm.
Um, and then Nadine, of course, sounds amazing on that chorus. Like this chorus is perfect for her voice.
Yeah.
And she does the perfect mix of sass and desperation, I think, in the way she does it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a highlight for me for sure on this album.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's sassy and full of yearning, being in emotional limbo, wanting more than be strung along. I love how the song swings and it bobs. It makes you want to Lindy hop or something or swing dance.
And
It's
there is
like,
some of that in the choreography
yes, there
on
is.
tour.
Yes, there is. Um, I feel like the performances are really fun of this one too. This one is like, oh my God, like back to back to have Watch Me Go in this is solid. Well, I usually listen to the songs like in shuffle, so I just kind of just listen and not, skip through because I don't know what's happening. I just listen like that. This is a song. This is like the not one of the few times, but this is maybe one of the few times that a back to back like awesomeness has occurred for me. But yeah, I feel like this one reminds me of like when you're holding your phone, you see that text message and you keep refreshing the chat or like refreshing the messages and you're not seeing the typing bubbles, or maybe you are seeing the typing bubbles disappear and come back and disappear. A lot of good visuals, and I think Xenomania do a good job of creating those visuals, like waiting till you're black and blue and um was it the candy lady say knock 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 want to something about my candy shop
Hmm.
want to something about my candy shop, I mean not knowing the lyrics. But yeah, I mean we listen to a lot of songs, but yeah, I feel like this one is fun and it's giving like I know my worth. When are you gonna come? Get some of this because I want to give it to you, and I think that's good. I think that's very good because you can't be sad about a man. Like it's just a man, Give me like. But I love how they're kind of being good girls too. It's not like I'm gonna find someone else. It's like I'm waiting specifically for you. What is going on? So I think that's
It's
really
pretty
cute.
desperate, I would
It is
say.
it is, but it's still sassy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think that's
For
important because
sure.
you can still be desperate and still be kind of like yourself. You don't have to suddenly
Yeah.
be like, "I'm waiting for you till I'm black and blue," So I appreciate this song.
Yes. I also agree with the performance side of things.
Yeah.
I did go to the Out of Control tour. It
Mhm.
was one of the first times I took a trip by myself actually.
Uh-huh.
And I remember being super excited that Waiting was on the set list because it felt very random, right? It's just like a
Mhm.
random album track of theirs.
Yeah.
But they had the horns and the percussionist on this tour, so I love the arrangement of it for this version. It's very slick. They made it
Mhm.
a much slicker. And I love when they do it live. Nadine and Sarah harmonizing on the whack
Yeah.
that parts are
Yeah.
so good. Uh, and yeah, this is just I can see why this would be a fun one to perform
Word
for
up.
sure.
Word
Yeah,
up. So what do you rate it?
this was also a 10.
Oh, copycatter. Is it copycatter? Copycat? Whatever. Same.
Okay, next up is Whole Lotta History. This was done by Brian Higgins, Giselle Somerville, Lisa Cowling, Miranda Cooper, Tim Rolfe, Larcombe, all of Xenomania. And this was released as the final single from the album in March 2006, and it peaked at number 6 in the UK singles chart. And the music video was filmed in Paris, and the promotional period is documented in the iconic Off the Record television series.
I'm talking about a whole lot of history.
I was thinking about Cheryl going off on one of the girls, or I forgot what she said. But anyway, love
I
that
mean, with
series.
this song, with that
Mhm.
documentary, I immediately think of Sarah being very unimpressed with their number 6.
Oh, she
And you
believes in
have the
them.
record label lady that's
Uh-huh.
just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling that this single is gonna do great. Like I just love how raw that whole
Right,
documentary is.
right. You know what? Sarah believes in the group. Okay, she
Yeah.
believes in the girls. Um, sorry. Hang on. I can't talk. I can't talk. I've gone the wrong way. Oh man. What a good song. I never
Hmm.
actually paid attention to the lyrics till we did the review. I just fell into it. I only listened to the chorus and I was like, that's enough. That's enough for me. Um, that and I think the live performances always get me.
Hmm.
I like the live performances of them because you can hear their voices without all the editing and such, and they all give a little something different each time. It's melancholic. It's about looking back at a failed relationship, which sucks. But yeah, no, I think everyone gets a chance to really not, I mean, maybe not shine, but everyone has a chance to actually sing. Let's start
Mhm.
there. The shining part is undeniable. I think everyone has a moment you can think about and you know the line, you know the song, you know every single word. Nicola, I think her part is so sad. She starts to
Oh,
cry.
yeah. Best part of the song for me, I think, is
Yeah.
Nicola's part, or I guess it's between Nicola's part and Sarah's outro.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah. But sheesh. Like I said, I finally listened to those lyrics. I mean, I did listen, but like, you know, you can finally relate to the lyrics, you listen a little bit better. But yeah, I think it's great. And then Nadine, Queen, Miss
Mm.
Powerhouse with her damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. You cost me so much love. Oh, I finally she gets into it.
She does.
Um, but yeah, no, I appreciate that they've been able to emote because I'm not sure what was going on in their lives. But one thing that has never been lacking in this group is the ability to emote, and I think it's very present in this. But yeah, I think this song is proof that nostalgia sounds best with perfect harmonies and mild regret.
Yes. I mean, this is, I think, hands down the best Girls Aloud ballad
Mm.
across their whole discography, I would say. It really is a beautiful song.
Mhm.
And yeah, I do love that each member does have a moment, a unique moment
Yes.
in there. Um, and yeah, the production is beautiful. Love the guitars, love the strings. I love the oohs in the background.
Yeah.
Um, and I will say, big shout out to
Mm.
Fascination, who did this 20th anniversary edition, because people have always been complaining about how the version in the music video is different from the one on the single, because the one in the music video has all of them singing the chorus together after the first one. But that never happens in the studio version. And so they actually put the
Put it
video
on there.
version
Yeah.
on this anniversary edition. So thank you for giving the fans what they want. Big shout out to the team.
We talked about this. Remember I told you how the music
Hmm.
video sometime is like, that's the one.
Hmm.
So annoying.
Yes. And then, yeah, speaking of the video, they hadn't done many on location shoots before
Oh,
this. They were usually, studio videos.
yes.
So it was unique for them, and they all look beautiful in their scenes. Of course, Sarah's scene walking along the
Yeah.
Seine is the highlight. She just looks amazing. But yeah, the
Mhm.
whole video is beautiful, and you do get to see them react to it and off the
Yeah.
record as well.
Nicola's just sitting there crapping on herself the whole
Yeah.
time. I was like, "Leave you're beautiful, princess. You're
And the
beautiful."
manager's just like, stop.
Right. She's over it. She was stop. I love you, Nicola, so much.
Mhm. And then, yeah, speaking of the performances,
Mhm.
again, we got a lot of television performances where they did sing live. I do enjoy this little two-step bop
Oh,
that
yeah,
they made them do.
about a whole lot
Yeah.
of history.
Yes.
I can't.
And then, all the tour versions, like you mentioned, are all pretty unique, different arrangements, and they all kind of do different things melodically.
Yeah, the show is the best. Not obviously because how they did it. That's why it's the best. Not because Sarah's not
Mhm.
there, but how they Nicola took a lot of her parts, but that one, they left it and they just had it going and it was an acapella. I was sitting there like, "Oh
I know.
my." Like, oh, it was
I know.
yeah, that
That
was like
I
yeah.
that part gave me, like, goosebumps every time
Yeah, it
seeing
was
that show.
sick. I
Yeah.
was like, "Wow, amazing."
Yeah.
But no, they've done a good job with it throughout time, but they've never done like a whole acapella. Even when Sarah was here, like to have that moment just kind of sit with you, you
Mhm.
know? And again, that's one of the better like arrangements of it, just kind of taking out all that we know in terms
Mhm.
of how it sounded and even how yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Years of experience.
Mhm. I do love the Chemistry Tour, arrangement, though, where it starts off more acoustic and it kind of
Yes.
slowly builds into the full band. I do
Yeah.
love that version also. And we do have the acoustic version as well.
Yes, we got fed.
Yeah, so, yeah, we got a lot with this song. Um, and, yeah, I'm glad it's become a fan favorite because I also remember at the time everyone was also feeling, I don't know if this is
And I
really
can
doing
understand
anything
that.
for them. Like, honestly, look, all the fans reminisce with me here. We
Mhm.
were all worried that they were done. Like, we were
Mhm.
really worried. They announced the greatest hits right after, and that whole 3 albums and a greatest hits and then split was like very
Yeah.
common at the pop groups at the time. And you could kind of tell that commercially, See the Day, Whole Lot of History weren't doing so well. So I
Mm.
remember being
Yeah.
quite worried that this was near the end.
That's amazing. You were
So,
looking at the
yeah.
charts when you were younger. Because me, I didn't know cool what was going on. I was like, why is this artist not making music anymore? Come to find
No,
out.
Girls Aloud, I was in it.
I respect
Shout
that. That's
out to
cool.
everyone who was on board Aloud, the Girls Aloud forum.
That is so cool. Oh my God, me, I was just like, why? Where's my favorite artist, girl? They ain't do what you, like in my heart, they went platinum.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I can understand why people have that sentiment. This is if like I said, if you not really a fan of them and you heard this, it's not like, oh my
Right.
God, especially back
Hmm.
then. We have all, like Vampire Weekend and all these other rock bands and the whole pop punk thing was a thing, and this is just like a sad little ballad. Now, even when you showed me it, I liked it here on
Hmm.
2020. So I think the sentiment around like what kind of music you like or like whatever, or maybe just the timing of it, I think
Hmm.
it's good. So for me, 10.
Also a 10 for me.
Up next is Long Hot Summer.
Love that.
Long hot summer and it's 95 degrees in the shade.
And this was done by Myra Boyle, Giselle Somerville, Lisa Cowling, Sean Lee, Rolf Larcombe, Brian Higgins, and Miranda Cooper of Xenomania. And this was originally written for the soundtrack of the film Herbie, Fully Loaded, starring Lindsay Lohan, which ultimately never happened. And this single was released in August 2005 and peaked at number 7 in the UK's singles chart. And producer Brian Higgins describes this song as a disaster record because of the rushed process and creative pressure tied to the soundtrack opportunity. The group also didn't seem too fond of the track at the time, with Nadine even saying she disliked her rappy verse. But the group grew to love the track after performing it on the Girls Aloud show tour in 2024. So, with time,
Hmm.
Long Hot Summer has warmed their way into his hearts.
Yes.
If
That's what
you're
Kimberly did on that one performance. Shout out GMTV 7 a.m. performance of Long Hot Summer.
Yes, if you guys aren't watching, hopefully you are watching because Spotify does have it now. If you're watching, I have a fan. If you're not watching, I have a fan in my hand and I flicked it and I just dropped it just now. So I am part of Girls Aloud.
Yes. I'm just kind of now reminiscing as we talk through this album. I
Yeah.
also remember when this was first released and everyone was kind of like also not sure about this song.
Dang.
It wasn't the most positive energy.
Mhm,
I don't actually think the song is bad at all. It
mhm.
has some great moments. I'm kind of here for this like 70s-ish kind of West Coast beach rock vibe, which makes sense because it was
Yeah.
for Herbie Fully Loaded. You
Yeah.
know, it kind of sucks that they, jumped through all these hoops and Brian had to write the song super quickly and then it didn't even end up on the
Making them move.
soundtrack.
Like, that's crazy, man.
And like they obviously were too far gone because the whole video concept
That's
is them
already
in
a
a
car.
garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But anyway, the song, look, Girls Aloud singles run is amazing and the standard's very high. So
Mhm.
in the grand scheme of their singles run,
Yeah.
I would agree. I wouldn't rate this particularly high,
Mhm.
but it does have fun moments. Like I actually love Nadine's rappy verse, and I'm
Yeah.
glad she enjoys it now. The
Mhm.
chorus is catchy. And there is a cheekiness to it. There's a playfulness to it.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I can kind of see, and I remember at the time thinking it was a bit underwhelming.
Hmm. That's valid. I think I understand what you mean because I used to not like this song.
Yeah.
I like show every time it came on during our tour watches, our tour streaming that we were doing, I was thinking to myself, "Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait for the song to be done." Um,
Oh, dang.
I
I
didn't
didn't know it
like
went
the
that
song.
far.
I didn't know. I didn't like this song. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
real with y'all. I'm gonna be real with you. But I think what I didn't like was the whole chorus of it because I like the verses. The verses are stronger for me.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think it's full of the guitar licks, the tambourines, and carefree flirtation. Watch the needle when you're going south. Like that's nasty. I like that. Come on, it's fun. It's nasty and it's fun, right? I think the verses serve a lot more than the chorus do for sure. Like
Yeah.
the long hot sun 19 to say like okay. little sexy chickens. I'm like, that's just like,
Oh,
but
brilliant.
but this whole summer while I was working outside, because y'all, I was working my behind off this summer outside in that hot sun. I was different color, different shades of brown. Okay, 50 shades of brown. It's 50 I was. I kept singing, "It's a long hot summer and it's 95." I sang it over. Ba, ba, ba. I was out here sitting there ba-ba-bing. So the song sounds like SPF 30 at best, but it definitely sounds like a convertible with the roof that gets stuck.
Mm,
Questionable decisions, but overall hot girls. So I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like it's a cute little like mall shopping montage
sure.
song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it did belong in a movie. I get it. Having worked in like movie sync stuff, this would have been great in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, watching the music video and the performances as they were
Mhm.
promoting it did make me like the song more.
Hmm.
Because I think the music video, they look amazing, and I do
Oh
like
my
the
goodness.
garage concept of
Yeah.
it. And then the television performances, they did what they could. They had the
Yeah.
fan.
Yes.
They had different versions where they had different props.
Yeah.
There was a car at one point. They were on like the beach,
Lawn
the
chairs.
lawn chairs. Yeah, 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 at
Yeah.
one point. So they did what they could. Uh,
Yes.
you know,
Sarah
and,
got no lines.
yeah, I mean, her, Nicola, and Kimberly had to share those 4 lines, really.
Yeah.
And I was excited that it was on the set list for the Girls Aloud show.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't heard our interview with Mr. Claudemar yet, we do talk about this song and how it actually wasn't going to be a permanent part of the set list.
Mm,
So if you want to hear about that, go check that out. But
mhm,
they clearly were having a lot of fun with this one,
mhm.
which is just so
Yes.
interesting, right? Because
Yeah.
it's just never been anyone's real highlight.
Right.
But
Hello.
then it became such a moment for them on this new tour.
Hello. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's a renaissance. So,
Yeah.
but in the whole like scape of the soundscape of this album, where does it sit? For me, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
The verses is just like a little meh 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 meh. So I give it an 8.
I'll match you with an 8.
Okay. It's been a long hard summer, 95. Yeah, yes.
Next up is Swinging London Town, done by Matt Gray, Tim Powell, Brian Higgins, and Miranda Cooper of Xenomania.
Along with all the wannabes and swinging London town.
Hmm. This electro symphonic madness, honey.
Yes.
So, there is a backbeat techno song called "Smack My Pitch Up" by Prodigy. Smack, you've seen
Oh, yes.
Charlie's Angels.
Uh-huh.
If you guys need like a quick little reference, Charlie's Angels, smack my no. They're gonna when the girls are kicking behind in that last like fight scene in the castle thing, the lighthouse when Bosley got captured. This song is that like after they save him, or maybe like the British version of it. Um, but yeah, this is lyrics about the glam and the grime of London nighttime, paired with pulsing beats and like a moment in time where it's kind of near operatic with the bridge. I don't know what's going on with the bridge, but I'm not mad at what's happening in that second half because it breathes new life into a very techno is. I'm not saying it's meant to be enjoyed, under the influence, but like if you are sober and you are listening to the same beat for the 4 minutes, it kind of drives you a little crazy. When you're not, when you're having a good time, stop, drop, and rolling, it you won't even notice, right? So not from experience, from seeing, from understanding the concept of a 12-inch version. Make that very clear. But yeah, so this is a very fashion forward, chic version of that Smack My Pitch Up song. I would say
Mm.
fashion models who are also spies. Totally spies. Here we
Mm.
go. But yeah,
But also, like, kind of unhappy.
but yes, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that is definitely not highlighted, but like shown sonically through that second half with that cool somber Wii music that happened. It was,
I mean, it sounded like someone, under the influence, like you
yeah,
said.
part a little too
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds muddled. The mix there is so muddled.
Mhm.
And I love that. It's just the vocals the concept of that vocal being like that was awesome, and then you have the wiry synth track because, maybe you crash a little hard. Ha.
Mm,
It's wonky as heck.
hmm
I enjoy it. It's a techno rave gone wrong or right, or maybe just gone on for too long in London.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah, it is chaotic, but it's great. I
Yeah.
love how kind of harsh everything is,
Mhm.
and then that's what makes that kind of drunken,
Yeah.
slow moment, just so brilliant as
Yeah.
well. Nicola's definitely the star of
Heck yeah.
this one. She
Mhm.
has mentioned that Brian kind of he really only liked her, or really wanted to emphasize her kind of babyish, kind of innocent tone. So she
Uh-huh.
wasn't really ever allowed to belt and kind of explore the other sides of her voice in Girls Aloud.
Uh-huh.
Um, but this is a great example of an amazing use of that
Yeah.
kind of innocence that comes out with that babyish kind of aspect of her voice, because
Yeah.
that tone matched with kind of how dark her lyrics are is really
Mhm.
interesting as a
Yes.
dynamic.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I think the whole thing is just so much fun. And yeah, Cheryl's whole "Do you know me?" kind of situation as well is perfect.
Yes.
Uh I This has always been one where I was like, "Oh, imagine a music video. They could have done so much with this." Or as a
Mhm.
tour interlude, if
Oh,
or
yes.
something, like, it would have
Flash
been
flashes, quick shots,
insane.
like,
Yeah.
I look crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
as
And
a
look, we mentioned that this is a loose concept album of this 20-year
Yes.
old, 20 something year old girl in London.
Mm.
And this is like, this and Models are kind of the two that kind of encapsulate that the most. The
Mhm.
ones that focus more on like the nightlife aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a sequel to Models, I would say.
Yeah.
Kind of like a bookend,
Yeah.
and it's, like, Models is kind of like mid-evening. This is like nightlife. It's
Hmm.
overnight, overnight the mess,
Hmm. But
overnight
yeah,
sugar.
I would say this is one where
Mhm.
I just think it's such a cool track. And it
Yeah.
stands out so much on this album. And yeah, I feel like it's not given the love that it actually deserves?
I can see that, and I agree because I didn't even know the song existed.
Hmm.
And so we looked at, like, as much as we do listen to, or I do listen to them, like, on the side, I think I do you typically just go for, like, 10 or something, or,
Right,
like,
right. The
the great
singles. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just real quick, something real, so it was nice to delve into this, and I think that every time I heard this song, I was like, "Holy crap, why wasn't this a single?" So,
Mm.
this was a good one. Solid album track, man.
And you'd give it a?
10.
Me too.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. We've been very actually close today.
Oh, yes, I'm
Yeah.
proud. Yes. Okay, guys, if you are new here, first of all, you should subscribe, okay? We've been waiting till we're blue in the face for you, baby. And moving on to the next track, It's Magic. And this was done by Tim Powell, Brian Higgins, Miranda Cooper of Xenomania, and Girls Aloud. But we'll just assume it's Nicola, my queen. But the girls credit, all of them. The team credit all of them, But this is technically like a solo-ish track. So the song isn't a Nicola solo track. And it was also included as a B-side for See the Day, in addition to it appearing on the album.
I do like the production of this song. There's a lot going on with all the
Uh-huh.
synths and
Yeah.
stuff, but some great elements throughout.
Mhm.
Um, and I am glad that Nicola got a little moment. We have mentioned she was kind of shafted
Jeez.
on this album.
Yes.
So giving her a solo track is kind of correcting that a little bit. Um, and once we get into the B-sides, which if you're interested to hear us talk about the B-sides, we do have a Patreon exclusive bonus episode where we will talk through Singapore and then the other kind of solo tracks, basically, that were released as B-sides on these singles. And I do think this is one of the better of those solo tracks from this era. So I
Mm.
think if they were just trying to choose one of those to kind of put on here, I think I would agree with this choice. I think there's another one that might compete against it, but yeah. Um, I also think the way the song is written is interesting because it's almost like a poem or like a diary entry that they kind of
Yeah.
just put melody to, because there's no chorus. She's kind of just spiraling throughout it, and then each verse has a different melody, and it's just like a little all over the place. But yeah, lyrically, she is kind of just like spiraling.
That's valid. I mean, the syncopated synths and the breathy harmonies here and there. It's adorable and it's like it has a smartness to it. By that I get what you mean in terms of like the poetry thing. So I think it was more like pensive, take me seriously kind of thing, which
Mhm.
I understand. You're the youngest member. People don't even think you can actually sing. You got on in the group for whatever reason. I know the lore. I know the lore. So you have something to prove here. I like her voice. I like the brightness of her voice. I would say the song is, I think because it is a solo track, I don't know if as much effort was put into it. I will say that. It doesn't feel like completely like it makes sense on the album. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I can't say like, oh wow, this like feels like something that was chemistry. It feels like something that was put together and given a lot of energy. And maybe she didn't
Mhm.
want to go that direction. I don't know. Still love my princess, Lil Cola. But yeah, I feel like this is not bad. I feel like it's the track that would have played during like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, like one of the sadder moments, you know?
Mm.
But yeah, I listen to the song, I just hear like sync. I hear like in a movie, I hear like in a TV show, which is not a bad thing because that's how a lot of people get recognized. But yeah, not bad, I would say, but it's an interesting track to have right after Swinging Lung in Town. So I think in terms of track listing, it's a little like, oh dang, I don't know if I would put it that there,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
thing.
yeah, I'll give it a 7.5.
I'm at a 7 with this one.
Next up is No Regrets, done by Matt Gray, Brian Higgins, and Miranda Cooper of Xenomania. And this is listed as a UK bonus track, and the song is a Nadine solo track.
No regrets, no baby, not for me.
Oh my goodness. We all know she can sing.
Oh, yeah,
Oh no, we all know she could sing. This one is interesting. It's
it is.
lush. It's lush-ish. Not really lush lush. Like
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I think it's lush because of her. I'll say that. Screw it.
It is
Well,
dreamy. There's like a dreamy melancholy to it.
yeah, it's a bittersweet closer about moving on gracefully, or trying to rather. Um, I think the acoustic guitar could possibly, I don't know, it's struggling to melt into the percussion. The percussion sounds a little like 80s synth, like a Moog synthesizer or something. Excuse me. But anyway, it just sounds very like "Doo, doo, 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 doo," and he had the bossa nova thing going on. So I do like a little bit of bossa. But yeah, I feel like it was a fun, not fun. What is the word? It's okay. Like the
Now you're
word.
going from fun to it's okay.
Here's why, because I don't think fun exactly encapsulates what's happening here.
Not
I
really.
appreciate the creativity in terms of exploring a different genre of music. There we go. It is
Yes.
fascinating.
Yes.
That's the
It's
word I'll use.
definitely a unique song.
Yes, no harmonies.
Right. It's
God.
yeah, so you said It's Magic is kind of an outlier for this album. I think this was
This
a
one.
very clear outlier. It doesn't really match it at all.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that yes, it's unique and experimental, so I guess it
Y-
adds something different to the album.
Yeah.
Um, Nadine sounds great, as you
Yes.
said. I will say the lyrics do give me like a much older woman reminiscing on a past lover from like 30 years ago or something.
Yeah,
You
because
know
the
what I
places
mean?
and the things that she was describing, talking about NYC and little puppies and stuff. I said,
Yeah,
girl,
I was like, this is giving not a 20-something-year-old, I don't think.
no, it's giving like at the end of Eat, Pray, Love, like the umpteenth sequel. It's the closing credits of a movie that you never saw. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's just not
Yeah.
giving.
And then the end, I mean, I feel like this should have been the last track on the like this whole sequencing at the end is a bit odd. I mean, I get that some of them are listed as UK bonus tracks, but look, they weren't releasing anywhere else at this point, so they were just on the album. You know what I mean? Like it's just part of the album. Because the ending, you get like 40 seconds of these waves and like the blips and bloops.
Bloops
Um,
and bloops is
and then it
crazy.
goes into Racy Lacey, which is just odd.
Yeah, see,
But
come
yeah,
on.
look, Nadine sounds good.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful,
That's
beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns,
yeah.
beautiful
I'll
dresses.
give it a 7.
I'll match you. I won't be that mean. I was gonna give it a 6.5, but
Do what you
I
need to
will.
do.
I will give it a 6.5.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not a good song. It's okay. Nadine deserved better. But
Mm.
What is she? What is she? Insatiable? Not the Insatiable. What is that song? Her
Go to
solo.
Work.
No, her a little the other solo song is shit. The debut.
Oh, Insatiable is, yeah.
Insatiable. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Go to Work is her Xenomania solo song, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Why don't you go when I threw the pillow at your house?
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, yeah. Speaking of Racy Lacey, um, let's hop right into it. Racy Lacey is the closing track on the Standard album, and it was done by Miranda Cooper, Matt Gray, and Brian Higgins of Xenomania.
Racy Lacey, bourgeois beauty is all that she can do.
Tell us about Racy Lacey, Girls Aloud's version of Destiny's Child's Nasty Girl.
It wasn't as mean as Nasty
No, that
Girl.
was so mean. It was so mean.
Yeah, no, these lyrics are funny. I mean, honestly,
Mhm.
I feel like this needs to be resurrected and like reclaimed by OnlyFans as their theme song. You know, because some of these lyrics are quite relevant.
Yeah, this is true.
You know, like that staying in bed for 24 hours.
Oh,
Someone has attempted that.
oh
You
my
know?
God.
But you
Ew.
know, the lyrics
Yeah.
do have a layer of judgment though. You know, even
Yeah.
when Nicola introduced the song on the tour, she's like, this is about a nasty girl named Racy Lacey.
Nasty girl. Yeah, you're right.
Because I feel like they could have done it in a way where there was no judgment. And I feel like there's only certain lines where it feels like they're kind of looking down on her, like they're like, she's not too bright. you
You know,
know?
it's not a backhanded thing. Like she's got a PhD with her legs apart. That's crazy.
Like she just knows what she's good at.
Right.
Good for her. You
Yes.
know?
Hating ass.
But yeah, super fun,
Yeah.
very silly. Definitely a unique concept and story,
Yes.
you know, and then going back to the loose concept of the album, you know, these people do exist.
Okay, this is true. You know, everyone's
Yeah,
valid.
it's catchy. Um, there is, I don't know, I can see why it was just a bonus track, I guess. Like it's not
Yeah.
as good as the rest of the album
Yeah.
overall. And I do think the bed squeaking and like squelching noises that happen during the instrumental before the final choruses are
Oh my gosh.
crazy. I feel like they took it a step a little too far with that one. Um, but yeah, this is not one I turn back to often. I will say that.
No, that's valid. I mean, like I said, the lyrics are crazy. I will say I don't care for the whole she's got dreamy eyes and Lolita lips. What the hell does that mean? She has lips of a 13-year-old? I don't. The
Yeah, I
Lolita
don't
thing,
know.
oh, that was weird. But different times.
Yes.
The retro rock situation meets campy storytelling. Not mad about that. Everyone is in character mode during this whole song. Sorry, had to kill a bug. Everyone is in character mode during this whole song, which is fun. That's the fun that I was trying to, I guess, allude
Yes.
to with no regrets. But yeah, I said no regrets on purpose, y'all. I'm so sorry. But yeah, this song feels like a gossip column set to music. You know, like truly feels like a gossip column. You know, like you know, it's something really scandalous being sung about. And I think every small town has a Lacey, and she is definitely still thriving, and it's okay, Lacey. You do your thing. Just don't do it with my man. Thank you very much.
They did perform this on the Chemistry tour as well.
Yes.
So we actually watched the tour together last weekend as
Yes.
we were doing research for this era. This performance was a little all over the place.
Ah,
The whole middle section
ah.
with the flashing lights and the skinny canes,
Oh my gosh. You
a
those
bit
skinny
odd.
the paper clips. Those canes are useless. And you're talking about how the lighting was strobing, and we all that was so funny. Some guy just back there pressing the button. But yeah, I think it took me a second to realize that Cheryl and Kimberly were pretending to be Lacey, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was so shocked. I was like, "Are they supposed to be Lacey?" You're like, "Let me hold your hand when I say this." Yes. But yeah, I mean, the performance was cute, but again, it's okay of a song. And "Swinging London Town" probably should have been the closing track on this album.
Yeah, like a solid 10-track album.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
whatever this was.
Yeah, so I'll give it a 7.
Me too. I'm at a 7 for this one.
Yeah. Okay, so that wraps up
Oh,
the Chemistry album. As we mentioned, there are quite a few B-sides actually from this era. Like every single had a B-side. And then, of course, Singapore was the highlight track of the 20th anniversary version. So if you want to hear us talk about these songs, come join us at patreon.com/cctvpops. But for now, we'll do our cut or keep section. So If you had to cut a song from this album, what would you cut and why?
Hmm. I mean, although I relate to it to a certain extent, I could do without See the Day. Toodles.
Okay.
That's a toodles for me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's the most obvious one. Um, but I think in terms of like the solo tracks, I don't really care for them. But Nicola needed a moment. Little Cola needed a moment. And that was it for her.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking that from her.
Yeah. I would probably cut Racy Lacey. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if maybe if Racy Lacey showed up maybe earlier in the track list, I think it
Ooh,
would have made more sense. I think it being just tacked on at the end after No Regrets has that long outro is just odd.
yeah.
So I've always thought of it as kind of an outlier anyway, just because of the way the sequencing has been done. So
Yeah.
I'd probably choose that one.
That's valid. Maybe after
Yeah.
bottles, it should have been,
Oh,
you know,
interesting. Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
keep on with the theme of like, girls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
And if I had to keep a song, that's so hard. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna choose a single.
I guess don't.
I'll choose Watch Me Go.
Swing in London Town. Keep
Yeah.
her. Keep her.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. Should have been the closer.
Yes. Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so overall thoughts of chemistry.
Yeah.
What do you
You
think?
know, well, I said, damn. I said, damn.
Wrong album.
I said, damn. I said, damn.
That's a Tangled Up song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I said, damn.
We'll get there.
Oh
Well, it's
my
called Damn, but that's the lyric. Yeah.
That is amazing because okay, so guys, if you're like chronically online, you know that Megan Thee Stallion was on a live and she was making fun of one of her former friends' like songs, and she said, like, "I said, damn, I said, damn," but that's good to know. Okay, so I think for this to have been the third album, what will the neighbors say was solid, right? It was fun, had a little, like Graffiti My Soul was on that, right? And like, oh wow, it's amazing. But like this whole album was full of like Graffiti My Soul's moments. It was it was really good. And even some of the bonus tracks I would say are like, wow, okay. I feel like this whole era, um, there's a lot of confidence there, and everyone's kind of just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks, and a lot of it stuck. The girls had a sound that no one else had, and then considering how Xenomania was also working with Sugar Babes who had Round and Round. It's like, how do you make sure they don't sound alike? And they managed to do it. So I think their sound is uh, kind of punctuated with this album for sure. And then they had the greatest hits right after, which is Stinks because it came right after, and then
Hmm.
Tangled Up, right? So it's like for the most part, this is a solid We Might Not Make It album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was if they had a feeling like this wasn't gonna work after the third album and they were following this girl group trajectory, this is stinking solid. I like this one. I don't know if it's my favorite album.
Hmm.
I don't know yet. Maybe. I don't know, but the cultural impact is definitely there. I feel like it was perfect for the age. Obviously Tangled Up has like one of my favorite songs, Can't Speak French on it, but I feel like this one has a multitude of songs that are like faves of mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely agree with you. It is such a good album. It does
Mhm.
lose its way a tiny bit towards the end,
Ugh.
as you've heard.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. I think you're right. Maybe it just a 10 track. End it with Swinging in London Town, and honestly, it's a pretty perfect pop album. I mean,
Mm.
yes, See the Day is still a question, but I think if you've never heard Girls Aloud before,
Uh-huh.
that does show you something different at least. But yeah, every song is super unique. Just so many catchy hooks. Like I think Xenomania
Mhm.
could definitely use this album as their opus.
Yeah.
I love Tangled Up, and that spoiler alert is my favorite Girls Aloud album. But
Mhm.
in terms of the experimentation and really showing their range, like
Yeah.
this album is a perfect example of why Xenomania is so good at what they do.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they were given more freedom to kind of play around, right? Like when we talked about What Will the Neighbors Say, there was an element of it which that still felt a little safe, like they were trying
Mhm.
to be very commercial.
Oh,
With
yeah.
this one, Models, Wild Horses, like they wouldn't work as singles at
Yeah.
all, in my opinion. But I
Yeah.
love that they were given that freedom to kind of play around with it.
Yeah.
Aside from Biology, the singles are not a good representation of this album at all. I would
Mm,
say.
that's valid.
But yes, I love it, and I think it's a great girl group album.
Solid album,
Yeah,
yeah. So I think I
yeah.
would give it like a 9. 8.5. Because like
Okay.
this is tough. It's kind of sitting between an 8.5 and a 9 for me. I don't know if I can give a
Okay.
definitive answer, but not bad. A minus for sure. Only because of like how it ends, and I feel like it was just kind of meh at the end.
Yeah. I'll give it a 9.
All right, Alouders, what do you all give Chemistry, the album? How do you rate the song? What would you cut? What would you keep? Keep it civil in the comments because we are watching. But yeah, let us know in the comments below how you feel. And don't forget, you can hang out with us and our CCTV crew on Patreon, including Emily, George, Lily, Julianne, Jonathan, Jasmine, Janelle, Darius, Ren, Louis, Hillary, Kelsey, and Ellie. And we do have a free tier, so don't be like, oh, don't think I can't come. You can. Watch me go. All right. Then don't forget you can follow us on social media at CCTV Pops. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications for our YouTube channel. We're at 6K, getting ready to go to 10. Join the crew. If you're enjoying the show on a podcast platform, please give us a follow, a rating, and a review. Until next time, that's Chris.
That's Chantel.
And you're tuning in to CCTV, the nonstop pop show.
You want love, baby, here